Hello, welcome back to the Thursday edition of Satterwhite Live.
This is like the 300th edition.
This is our 300th anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm Blake Linton alongside Josh Thomas, and today we're going to talk to you about the dovetail. That's the corner joinery that we use. It's very, very popular. It's just one of our options that we have here at Satterwhite.
Yeah, it's like you said, we've got three corner options that you can do. It all depends on the log that you go with. But the standard, which is the button pass corner.
Right.
You know, before we go, I'm just going to do a quick thing. You know, we kind of pushed this information that we're going to do dovetail corners today.
Yeah.
And on that Facebook post that we did, had a customer down in Onalaska, Texas, that had a tornado hit his house. Did you see this?
Well, I did see that.
Tell us a little bit about that.
There was some major tornado damage down there, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he put a post on Facebook today that the house was pretty much destroyed, and the insurance adjuster came out.
Yeah, the insurance adjuster comes out and tells him this. Now this is the customer posting on our Facebook post, and you can see that here on the page. But the insurance adjuster comes out and tells him basically, if it hadn't have been for his log house, it could have had really bad.
Well, it would loss of life.
Loss of life, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say in a nice way. Loss of life for him and his family.
He said if it would have been a stick frame house or a brick house,
the adjuster said that.
The adjuster said that they would not have survived it. So yeah. That's
and that's with our standard corner. That's with our button pass corner. Physically, the dovetail corner is stronger because it's got reverse triangles, and we'll put that all together.
Right, absolutely. So, like Josh was saying, we do have our. Let's just talk about a D profile log. We have the standard button pass option, or we have the dovetail option. Mm-hmm. And I can't say how long we've been doing dovetails. 8 years, maybe.
Longer than that.
Okay, 10 years.
Longer than a long time.
Not longer than that, but anyway.
I've been here 10 years, and they've been doing it the whole time I've been here. So.
Okay.
Ergo,
the dovetail corner, obviously, from a structural standpoint, is a better option than the button pass.
It will be a little bit stronger. One of the things that I like about it, now it is a little bit of an upgrade, but one of the things I like about it is it cuts off the milled section of the log.
Right.
So we'll see that kind of as we start to stack these.
All right, let's go ahead and roll the video real quick and show you. We kind of want to show you how the dovetail corners come to fruition.
Yeah, so this is a house. You can kind of see in there that that's a Smoky Mountain log, which is a 6x12 flat interior face, flat exterior face, and you can see the dovetail corner.
That's a pretty corner. So that is a hand-hewn 6x12 Smoky Mountain log with a dovetail corner.
Right, and you see how those lock together. That's what this whole video is about, is how these corners of these logs lock together.
That is the Dovetailer jig. That's a jig that was specially made for Satterwhite log homes in order to cut the dovetail corners on the end of each log. Yeah,
so it literally slides down onto the end of the log, and that's the jig that we use. And we'll show you a little bit later in the video, but that's the jig that we use. The chainsaw's got wheels on it that slide on that.
Right. We do these dovetail corners at each one of our locations. This is at our Utah mill. The guy's cutting some dovetail corners. So, and each dovetail order is specifically cut and measured for your floor plan.
Yeah, you know, we get this question a lot. We don't have kits. They're not numbered pieces, but the dovetail house is, I would say, like halfway.
Yeah, maybe halfway
because the corners are laid out.
The corners they're corner specific. So we're going to show you an example of that in just a second. Here's the Dovetailer jig in action. This is Josh.
Danny, pause that real fast. That's too late. We'll keep going.
All right, so this is kind of can you pause the video?
I don't have control over that.
Okay. So basically you've slid the Dovetailer jig over the end of the log, lock it in place, and then you take your chainsaw and
it's got guides on there, and it follows the guides on the jig, and that's what puts the exact profile that you need on each corner. Now, each corner is labeled. The pieces are labeled because it is a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle on site. The bars got the wheels that follow the jig, and we'll kind of show you that here.
I'm always amazed at how when you capture a chainsaw blade and with those rails, how smooth of a cut you can make.
Oh yeah, it's incredible how nice it looks.
So see how those two wheels lock into the jig. You make your cuts.
slide it on, tighten it down uniformly. And I can tell you, because I mean, that's me in the video, I've done this. The biggest part of getting the dovetail order right is laying out of the pieces, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. That's a corner one, 46-inch left hand, and all, you know, you've got a page of these, you know, with anywhere from 60 to 200 cuts that have to be planned for, and you've got to utilize it.
This is just a little bit of footage of putting the hand-hewn finish. If the customer wants the foot adds finish on a log, after the dovetails are done, that's what we do. We lay the log down, and then we do it by hand.
Yeah, and you can have one and not the other, so you don't have to do foot adds with the dovetail, but you definitely can.
All right. Do we want to go into kind of showing how one of these corners is laid out?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. All right, Danny, if you'll go back, kind of go to our wide shot camera, we'll kind of explain the intricacies of a dovetail corner, I guess you'd say.
Perfect.
Okay, now, first and foremost, the first log on one, okay, let's take, I'm trying to see the best way to explain this. You have a corner, one side has to start with a half log, and you can see this down here. Well,
so it's actually here on the front. So
that was pretty smart, wasn't
yeah. So with the way the dovetail corners line out, you can kind of see in this shot here that it's almost like a zipper pattern. They don't button pass on the same level.
Right.
They have like I said, a zipper pattern. So it has to be laid out, and when we're doing the cutting order, all this is planned for. And actually, when we're doing the foundation, all of this is planned for.
Excuse us, we're just kind of trying to maneuver in here a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to get a better shot. So all this has to be planned for when the foundation's being laid out, being poured. Some of the anchor bolts have to be done at a lower height, and all this has to be shown on the plan. They're typically parallel walls.
Right. And these are things, if you're getting a constructed shell from Satterwhite, this is stuff that is our responsibility to take care of. We're going to make sure that the anchor bolts are in the right spot, the right height, and we're gonna do all the legwork of getting the corners cut with the correct extensions and lengths. And
stuff. And even if we're not, even if it's a material package or you're doing it yourself, we're still going to give you that information. We're going to give you the drawn plan. We're going to give you the anchor bolt detail on how it needs to go down. We're going to show you which walls are your split logs, which logs are your full logs, and typically we start with the full log on the front of the house.
Yes,
so
sir.
You walk up to the house, you see the full log starts first.
Right.
So typically on most houses, especially rectangle houses, your side walls will be your half logs. So those get bolted down first, and then the subsequent courses go up just like any other. So you can see that here, and now we're going to show you just a little bit about how the corners stack together and kind of the reverse triangle that locks them together.
So kind of, I'm going to grab this log. If you'll show them the reverse angle that we're talking about here, Josh.
Yeah, so you'll see here that this is running back in towards the house, and it also, you can't see, but it bevels to the front as well. So this next piece, the way the dovetail jig cuts them, they lock completely together.
So you've got double tongue and groove, interlocking the logs.
Same way as it always is with your Sikaflex caulk, two beads of that on the front leading edge of your first tongue and on the leading edge of your second tongue, and that goes down there generously. And then depending on the log size, we have corresponding screws. That's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can show you.
I'm telling you, it's backwards. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it is kind of backwards. So that's a 15-inch screw. So that's what we're going to use on a 12-inch tall log. So no matter what log that you go with, you're always going to get 3 inches of meat down into the log below it, and that's after it's bolted to the slab.
All right. So,
and to be honest with you, the logs are just kind of holding it together until the Sikaflex sets up anyway.
Right. And the Sikaflex, once it sets, it is there to stay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we're ready for our next course. Like Josh said, 2 beads of caulk here, 2 beads of caulk here, and you also want to make sure that you cover this entire area here with caulking, and on the top of that dovetail, and on the inside face as well.
Right. So then, just like the reverse triangles like we're talking about, they all fit together. And like I said, they're laid out and they're marked on the package for either our crew or for you. And let's see if I can get it on here.
There you go. All right.
Like I've done it before.
Yep. Put your log screws in, secure everything down, and then this is kind of, let's just imagine this is our last course of logs going down. I want to show them, Josh, how we cut the top log.
Well, we got this one goes down first. I'm sorry. And like on a short one like this, you could have a window. It's typically not this close to the edge.
Yeah, this is for demonstration purposes. Right. Okay, so
now we're to the top of the house. We're giants.
We're 8 foot tall, top of the house. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut. Okay, remember we started with the half log on the bottom.
The other piece of that half log
is used for the top. So this gives you a nice flat area to secure the rest of the construction.
Yeah, and either, depending on how it's going to go, your trusses can go across there, or depending on, like I said, the layout and the design of the house, they'll go right across there.
So you've got a nice flat area to secure the roof system to. You know, you want to put some more log screws in here to secure this top log. But each log wall that started with a half log is always ended with a half log.
That's right.
So
and you see here that this, when you do that, they're perfectly planed out.
Right.
Your side that starts with a full log and your side that starts with a half log, they end at the exact same time.
Yeah, because the crew would typically cut these tongues off of this full log side. So that was kind of a rudimentary version of the dovetail corner. So
yeah, we stack them really fast.
Yeah. You see why Josh and I are salesmen and not out there stacking logs.
That's right. But just quickly, the log profiles that we do on this, like you said, we do the 6x8D,
right?
The the 8x12D. So those are D logs. The 8x8D.
Right. This is the 8x12D, plus all the Smoky Mountain logs. In my opinion, I don't know, the Smoky Mountain logs almost always are dovetailed.
Typically, yeah.
Typically. They don't have to be, but
right.
Most customers think they like the look of that a little bit better. So, of course, this is the 8x12D, and that's the logs that you can do it on. So, do you have anything else you want to add on the?
Yeah, it's just a different corner option. You know, we've got the button pass that we've been doing for forever. We've been doing this for a long time now there also. And for some people though, they really like this look, you know, because right. You've got shorter passes.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like 2-inch pass on most of the logs that we do. Like I said, the chainsaw cuts off the tongue in the groove, so it looks a little bit more right. traditional, I guess. Yeah. And it's super strong.
Yeah, absolutely. So. All right. Well, we hope that helps you guys. We hope that helped you guys get information on the Dovetail Corner. And we do want to remind you that on May the 8th and 9th, we are having our Satterwhite virtual seminar. Due to the coronavirus restrictions, we're not able to do it live this year. So,
right. Yeah. So that's next weekend. There's still time to sign up.
Absolutely.
There's no charge. We'll come in and be a part of it. You're going to get a ton of information. Now. We're biased. We think that the in-person thing is better. You get to meet us. You meet the movie stars. We'll give you autographs if you want them.
Well, those will be free autographs as well.
I'm charging.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm charging. But no, you get to come in. You get to meet us. You get to see the operation. You get to see everybody that works here. It's really a big family. Rent tour buses and stuff. So we're going to do that again in the fall. So we're signing up for that. But in the interim, for this spring seminar, it's going to be virtual.
And it's going to be running live Friday and Saturday. So if you want to sign up, just call the office, and we'd love to have you. So no
charge. You get to do it from the comfort of your own home and your PJs Absolutely. If you want on your couch.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a good deal.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next week.